So after that first night of school, I was hooked. I was just done. I knew this was where my future was going to be. I came home, could barely contain myself, my excitement to tell my wife. And, you know, I give her so much credit because to go from a trucking industry where I have toothless Teamsters telling me to F off every night to getting into a business where I have women calling my phone and leaving me messages like, oh, Paul, I need you to come over tonight. I give my wife a ton of credit for sticking it out in those early years. But in school, I realized that, you know, I never was into medical stuff ever. I was an athlete and I had issues myself, but I didn't know anything about it. And I discovered very quickly that touch, as corny as it sounds, touch to me, I'm a little biased because my whole business is touch, is probably the most healing aspect of anything in the healing world, another human's touch. But there's so much that comes with that touch. What I learned at this school, and this school was definitely kind of Sedona, you know, goofy, weirdo, but I loved it. It was like, it was a cool energy that most people shy away from because they think it's just weird or people are going to judge me. But in that environment, it was like a safe space where you could be as weird as you wanted. I was never the weird guy. I always said I was the mainstream energy guy because I don't look like an energy guy, but I'm totally into that. And you'd have the people there in the beads and the long hair and the, you know, the 80-year-old women with hairy armpits hugging trees and stuff. But I was like this muscular dude who was like, I love this shit, but I don't understand it. I need to know more. But the feeling, I'm a feel guy, and that's where my expertise now comes in. The feeling I had every time I'd go there was, and as I talk about it, the hair on my neck stands up. There's follicles in there. I know I don't have any hair. I feel that energy still because the connection of person to person is so vital, especially with healing. And look at the world we live in now where everybody is so divided. It's just insane. But what I learned in there was really I started to unpack more of who I am as a person. Yeah, I'm an only child. I'm reserved. None of my clients believe I'm incredibly shy and I'm an introvert because in my office, in my business, I never shut up. But that's my safety zone, right? But throughout the schooling process, I learned more about myself than I ever knew. I learned to embrace what I'm good at. I'm good with interaction with people, although I don't, my clients, they crack up because I always say, generally, I don't really like many people. That's a generalization because when you meet people the first time, they're usually in a different, they put on a persona that is not really them until you get to know them. But in this therapy school, everybody was broken down at their core, which made everybody vulnerable and really, frankly, made everybody wonderful. So I learned more about myself than I did anything about therapy.